All right, guys, welcome to this series on messaging mastery. My name is Sean, and through the next few videos, through this series of messaging mastery, I'm going to be teaching you how to build trust and book calls from Messenger. Essentially, what I see for a lot of coaches is this can be a real roadblock in their sales process and essentially in their business. And you can think of this messaging process as essentially the bridge between your marketing and booking calls. So if things here aren't flowing and there's a block here, essentially not moving conversations forward, not booking calls, then if we're not booking calls, we're not enrolling clients. So through this series, I'm going to be teaching you how you can master this art and science of messaging and communication. So why is this important? And this is important, as I mentioned, because this is essentially the bridge between your marketing, your content online, your email marketing, your social media marketing, anything else that you're doing, and essentially booking calls. And essentially, if you're struggling with messenger conversations, which a lot of people, coaches are, because essentially we don't learn how to do this. We don't learn communication skills or conversation skills. Um, I didn't certainly, but this can be a roadblock for many people into booking calls and essentially enrolling clients. So this also sets the foundation for the VIP nurture client experience because people start to engage with you and really you communicate with them directly in Messenger, and it sets the foundation for nurturing them until they're ready, or sets up the client experience. The client experience really starts with your marketing, your messaging, not essentially when they become a client, because you've already started to build that relationship with them well before that. So we're looking at how you can build trust, be natural, be helpful, and essentially just be yourself. So what we'll be covering over this series, we're going to be looking at the key concepts and philosophies that if you do understand and apply, you will avoid the common pitfalls, the roadblocks, and essentially have conversations flow easily and in a valuable way for your prospects. We're going to be talking about how you can take conversations from posts, story engagements, or story engagements to DMs. I see a lot of coaches, kind of get bogged down on essentially what to say. And one of the key concepts I'm going to be coming back throughout this way is just to have it be natural, just like you would with any other conversation at the shops, the markets, the quote unquote, the real world or in person. We get to look at how you can just have conversations flow naturally, just like you would anywhere else. Can be looking at how you can open conversations again in a natural way, the do's and don'ts, common traps that I see, the pitfalls, the obstacles that can have this as being the block in your sales process and essentially in your business. We're going to be looking at the scripting and the process to follow, when it's right to invite someone to a call, so we don't do that too early. How to create a VIP nurture experience and build trust with them, because there's going to be some people, guys, that aren't ready to jump on a call with you or be a client with you just yet. And what we get to look at is how you can nurture them in a VIP way, really give them a lot of value and really not a lot of nurturing to build that trust and that connection. And I'll teach you how to build a pipeline so you can manage your conversations instead of forget about people, and you can really make sure that you are providing that VIP nurture experience. So when someone is ready to make a change in their life, they know exactly who to come to. We'll also be looking at how to overcome those objections and deflect common roadblocks, like the common and dreaded, how much do you charge? So key concepts, guys, and just zooming out for a moment here. Essentially, what we're doing in this messaging process is the intention here is to build trust and an authentic connection with someone, and to see if they have a problem that you might be able to solve. And we're going to be looking at the trust shortly, but what I really want you guys to understand is that this doesn't have to be something completely different to how you communicate or just engage with people in the real world. Essentially, just another way to communicate. And your soulmate clients are going to be the people who are essentially most like you. So please don't forget that in this process of enrolling clients, that you just get to build meaningful connections. And part of being a coach, what we love is to help people. And part of helping people is building a connection with them, building just a general, authentic connection. And when you really tap back into it, you really see that that is part of what's great about being human and living. We value connections at the highest level with family and friends and clients that get to be no different. So please remember that you just be yourself and build these natural, authentic connections. And it really is a fulfilling piece of your business when you have these authentic connections, whether they're enrolling clients or not. So yeah, these are the two pieces. building trust and authentic connections. And the second piece is just to see if they have a problem that you might be able to solve. That's what it comes down to. So Theodore Roosevelt said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I was here myself when I first started coaching, and I read all these books and had these podcasts and all these courses and had all this information, and quite egotistically, I just wanted to show people how much I knew, and of course I wanted to help people and all these things. But what we get to understand is that there's two parts of trust that we must gain before really someone's going to enroll with us. And this is trust in your character, having the know, like, and trust in you. And this happens in your marketing, in your messaging, just essentially being yourself, being your true, authentic self. People get to decide whether or not it's a fit. And then the second piece is trust in your competency, trust in understanding that you can help them. This is where your knowledge and your skills and your qualifications really come in. But all through this process, guys, before we try to push someone to enroll into a client, which we're going to talk about later, and how to avoid that, we need to understand that there is a process for it of building that trust, building that connection until they feel safe with you, that they know, like, and trust you, and they have trust in you're the person that can help them. And along this process, you get to look at if it makes sense to invite them to a call or continue to nurture them. We're going to talk about how to do that. And just remember, it gets to flow naturally. If we sway from the natural flow of the process, we get sales resistance and fear. And you can just liken this to any other process where someone is a bit too pushy or a bit too needy. It can really be quite repelling for people. You think of like the dating world, and let's take for example that you want to find a wife, right, or a husband or wife. You want to find your life partner, someone that you want to marry. And there's a process that you get to follow that. It wouldn't make sense to see a lady at the bar that you like and go up to her and just be like, hey, do you want to get married? Too soon, right? Too pushy. Hey, or do you want to come home with me? For most people, that's going to be way too forward, way too soon. And there really needs to be a process for these two people in a romantic relationship, or in this context, a coach-client relationship. There's a feeling out process from both people to feel into, is this a right fit? Does this feel right? So just in the same way that you wouldn't go up to a man or a woman at the bar and just be like, hey, do you want to come home with me? Or hey, do you want to get married? Where for most people, that'll be way too forward and way too soon. And they'll be like, what? Oh, no way, go away. This is the same is true for our sales and messaging process. It gets to flow naturally, and you just get to walk up and first introduce yourself, first connect, ask a question, find out about their situation, get to know a bit about them, and then see, hey, mate, can I buy you a drink? Or hey, do you want to come and have a chat? It follows the process. Hey, can I get your number? Hey, it was lovely to meet you. I'm going to this thing, tomorrow night. Would you like to come with me? However it unfolds, but it gets to flow piece by piece in a natural way versus trying to really project ourselves into the final part of it, or the outcome. And essentially how we're going to do that is through the Messaging Mastery acronym, which we'll be coming back to and referring to, which is DRIVE. And what is DRIVE? DRIVE is a process that we get to follow that will avoid the dreaded sales resistance. Is the fear when someone ghosts you, when someone doesn't reply to you, when they say no to your call, where it feels like icky for both people and it feels icky for you, and you kind of feel pushy, but you don't really know what to say, and they kind of feel like pushy, and then they don't respond to you, or they say no to having a call, or they make excuses. That's sales resistance, which is essentially not feeling safe. It's fear. It's fear because they're feeling from you that you want something from them. They're feeling from you a grabby, needy energy, and drive repels that. Drive also looks at how you can create a VIP nurture experience so that you're providing so much value for this person. So if and when they are ready to get some help on their journey, you're the person they go to. And essentially enrolling soulmate clients with ease, because nothing really happens until a sale is made. So we go through this process, and drive will essentially drive you all the way up until enrolling that perfect soulmate client. with ease. And so we first of all have D, and D is for detach, and essentially detaching from the outcome. And what we've been talking about is if there is this needy energy, this grabby, desperate sort of energy, it's repelling to people. So what you need first to understand is check in with yourself of if you have that. And quite candidly, you will. It'll come up a number of times throughout your journey. But you just get to be aware of it. You just get to be aware of when you're trying to push the conversation somewhere. You're trying to push it to a call too soon. You're trying to get this information out of them. They feel that. So first of all, they're going to feel it if it's within you. So first of all, check in with yourself and allow yourself to detach from any outcome. And if you start to feel in your messaging or your marketing or whatever it is, you start to feel this desperate energy. Oh, I need clients. Where are the clients? I just need more clients. I just need to get this person to a call. Just need to get them on a call. Stop. Check in with yourself. Maybe it's time to go for a walk. Maybe it's time to go to the gym, have some lunch, take a break until you're feeling more of yourself, more full of yourself, and you're feeling whole and complete as you are and happy and appreciative with where you're at, and then do work from there. It's much better to be doing work from a whole place where you're just feeling really full and you feel awesome, and that feeling you get after the gym or you just after a great walk, and you're just feeling really, really helpful, really of service without that needy energy. That's the place where you want to be working from. That's the place you want to be communicating from and messaging from. So, and you don't need to necessarily do any of those things to arrive at that place. But if you become aware of like, oh, I'm being a bit pushy here, I'm being a bit needy, or I'm aware that I'm a bit, desperate here, just take a moment to be aware of that and start looking at how you can just be like, oh, I'm just going to see if I can help this person. I'm just going to see if I can help this person. How can I help this person? How can I be of help to this person? And go from there. So detaching from the outcome. The second thing here is reflect. And this is a really big one, guys. And it's essentially a way to avoid that sales resistance along with detaching. It's reflecting their words back to them. And oftentimes, if we have that needy energy or that pushy, desperate energy, we're trying to move the conversation somewhere and we're projecting with our words. We're projecting what we think people mean, what we think they mean, what they should mean, and it really repels people, because what we get to be is part of what reflective language is being the mirror for these leads, for these prospects. Being the mirror, and just people don't like to be told what to do. People like to come to that understanding themselves. So part of being a real great salesperson or coach is just being a great listener. And there should be nothing within ourselves that needs this person to be a certain way or to think a certain way. We're just helping them be more of themselves. And essentially, we're holding them to their standard. We're holding them to the things they say they want for themselves without trying to push them there or move them there or tell them that they need to do anything. Reflective language is helping them become the best version of themselves by just being a mirror for them. And what does that look like? What it might look like is just asking about what they just said, asking a question about what they just said, reflecting back to them. What do you mean by that? Tell me more about the goals that you have. We'll dive into that a little bit more with scripting, but reflective language is being a mirror. And being a mirror is avoiding sales resistance, because sales resistance is when someone feels they're being pushed into something. But if you're just reflecting and asking questions back to them about what they just said, you're not pushing anywhere. You're just clarifying and inviting them to go deeper into what they just said, to clarify, go deeper into what they just said. Okay, so you want to lose 20 pounds. Like, why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Why is that the goal? Or if you did lose 20 pounds, like, how might that change your life? Asking them about them and about their goals. The third thing here is invite them to the next level. And essentially, if it gets to the point where it's flowing naturally, we get to invite them to a call if it's appropriate to do so. We invite them to a call, we invite them to the next level in the process. And this is part of holding them accountable and inviting them to make a change. So we've if we're going through this process and we find out that they might have a problem that we might be able to solve, and then it's a fit, essentially what we need to do here is invite them to the next level. Because if they're saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, I've tried XYZ, it's not really working, I've tried everything, nothing's really working, and you ask them, could you use some help with this? And like, absolutely, I've done this and this and this, not working. Then it makes sense to invite them to the next level. The inviting them piece is allowing the process to go to the next level in a natural way. V is for value, and this is add value, and this is part of the VIP nurture experience. We're going to talk more about how to nurture, but understanding how you can be of value to this person. Keep coming back to that, because it's not about you, it's about them. And the more that you remember that in your marketing and in the sales process, the more you can just be of value to this person. How can I be of value? Maybe it's offering them a free resource. Maybe it's jumping on a call. They say they want to lose 20 pounds in three months' time, and that they could use some help with it. Okay, how I can be of value is to invite them to a call to see how we can actually do this. And the final thing here is exist, and it's exist in the world, in their world. So essentially what this means is by checking in with them in Messenger, writing marketing that is directed at them or the ideal client that you have, that type of person, and it's existing in the world, in their world, showing up, providing value, adding content, checking in with them. If they say, I want to lose 20 pounds, but I'm on this diet at the moment, I'm working with this coach, or I'm reading this book, I'm trying this. How you can exist is just be like, hey, no worries. Or like, would it be helpful if I maybe check back in 2 or 3 weeks just to see how you're going with that? Yeah, that'll be great. Cool. Check in with them. Exist in their world. So if and when they are ready to get help, you're there. So reminders here, guys, that messaging is the bridge between your marketing and a call. And the better your messaging flows, the more calls you'll book and the more opportunities you'll create for yourself and your business. A reminder to keep it natural, avoid being pushy, wanting that needy, wanting energy, needing it to get anywhere. If you want it or need it to get anywhere, people will feel that. Just allow it to get anywhere by being the mirror and reflecting things back to them, and it'll naturally unfold that way if it does. So let it flow organically. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. For the drive process of detaching, reflecting, inviting, adding value, and existing in the world, this will allow you to have conversations that flow naturally, avoid sales resistance, which is essentially stopping conversations from flowing. Allows you to create a VIP nurture experience for these clients and leads, and enroll so many clients. So in short, guys, just be natural, be helpful, and just be you. Part of this is just being your natural, authentic self, having conversations in a natural way, taking all the pressure off of needing it to be a call, needing to get to a call, needing to have clients. It'll naturally flow that way when you be yourself, when you add value, and when you invite them to make a change. That's it from me, guys, on this video, and I'll see you on the next video.